Hello and welcome to Farthest Frontier. Well, where I left off in the last episode, I was saying I'll be doing some things off camera. Basically, I've got this big hill, and I thought, oh, it'd be great to flatten that and see if we can move our important structures up to top of the hill. And the idea is, if it takes a long time to get there, I should be able to better defend things. That was the idea behind it. So I'm talking about things like the town centre, vaults, maybe even the actual trading post, for instance. If they're right at the top of a hill, in theory that should be, better to defend. So I've gone about as far as I'm willing to go, because I've got to say, it's extremely boring. Oh, it's truth. I mean, all you get in this game is a flattening tool. I mean, I love this game. It's a really good game. But this flattening tool is just the bane of my life. I think that's the last time I'll ever do it. Because just to give you some perspective, this is what the hill used to look like. Right, so that was year 176. And it is now year 239. So that's 63 years have gone by of me getting these people to try and flatten a hill. And this is the result we've got now. So it's about as flat as I'm willing to go, quite frankly. I'm getting fed up with it. I mean, it's like, yeah, the OCD's still got me going, but it was getting so boring. I ended up flattening this side as well while I was at it, and I started doing some flattening on this side and down there, and I've been flattening around here and flattening around there. It's like, oh, that's true. That is definitely the last time I'd do it. But just to give you some perspective, I mean, you can see there's a big rise there. So in other words, that was actually the height on the right hand side. That's how much it's dropped. So it's an interesting. I mean, you can see there's still like a little lip there. But it was so low, and the way the game works is that it levels things out. So it's not a proper terraforming system. But yeah, all that effort to bring this up a height has resulted in this side going down, and that's how much it's dropped by on the right hand side. I mean, I was going from right to left. Eventually I got to the point where I was just maximizing out the entire work area to try and get as many cells covered as possible to try and even it out. But yeah, I was going from right to left, and then from the back to the front here. That's 63 years later. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm not so sure now it was such a good idea, quite frankly, because the actual enemies have been getting harder and harder. I've ended up, I mean, I've been trying to avoid adding in extra things where possible, but I've had to start strengthening like key areas. Like here, for instance, I've now got 2 towers there. I've got 2 there. I might have added in some extra fields. We've got another tower up there. We've got another tower up there. Because one thing in particular I've noticed is the things like the cavalry are very, very difficult to take out. I mean, if they turn up with the sort of like the battering rams or the catapults, what I'll get them to do is I'll send out my own cavalry to try and take those out. So the infantry and the archers aren't bad, but the cavalry, they'll just completely wreck the fence. The towers are just next to no use against them. Which is interesting, because whenever I send my cavalry out, they just get wrecked by the any archers that are out there. But yeah, that's what I've been doing to try and stem the problem. But yeah, we've got another army going to be heading in this direction, so this could get interesting, to say the least. But anyway, what I want to do is, I mean, I'm going to try and finish these bits and pieces off if I can. Mix that out. But the way I'm thinking now is, I mean, ideally it would have been great if I had a sort of like a footpath that came all the way down. Then I'd have turrets or towers either side of that path, but I don't know if I'm going to have the room to pull it off. Now this was the emergency road originally. The idea was this was put in place because I kept altering things and people kept getting stuck up here, but I think I'm going to turn this into the main road. I'm going to take this road out. I'll take this road out as well. Although I might, having said that, I might make that the main road there if I can do that, because I might then... Well, not necessarily. I might still, because of the height difference, I might be able to still get a turret either side. The only trouble is I'm kind of like kicking myself in a way, because what I was thinking is I want to try and get the road running in that direction as well. Because the longer you've got to travel to get up to this hill, the easier it's going to be for the turrets to take you out. That's my theory. The longer it's going to take them just to get to the front door, the better. Although, as I say, the cavalry are the bigger problem anyway. What, are you drunk or something? Oh, what is that? What on earth is that? That's not looking particularly good. But what I'm going to do though is I'm going to wait for them to finish this bit off here. And let them do that. I think may as well get a bit more done over there. I'm kind of like reluctant to do any more, but I feel obliged. So I'm just going to max these out. But I'm going to have to put the defenses up before I do anything really. So I want wall. The idea is this will all be flat, and we'll have a maybe like a road running down here, then if I can running down there. I mean, yeah, I got so bored I ended up. That's about as flat as I could get it. And the idea was I was going to keep it completely flat, but then I thought, yeah, maybe if I can just stretch that road just a bit more, that might help me. So let's see. I mean, if I go from the way this tool works, it just. Yeah, I'm just going to try and widen or heighten, get a bit of a height on that. But it's not, it's kind of an odd tool. It's just, it tries to flatten things as best it can, but it just takes so long. That's the trouble. But my train of thought is if I can bend the road around here, it might take a bit longer. So if I can get like turrets along here, for instance, and ones are, oh no, hold on. I don't have enough room, sorry. That's something else I've had to be doing. I've had to turn people away because I just don't have the room anymore. There is a game setting now. I've got mine maxed out at 1500, but I didn't want to try and alter the game as much as possible while I was working off camera. So they're going to still take away doing that. But I think what I'll do is, because the cavalry is such a pain... no, that's at 24... Yeah, that's split almost 50. I think I've got that here. That's split 50-50. I think what I might do is I might move this garrison up to the top here. So that's the first thing you see when you get to through the door. So the idea is if we bring them through here, at least I'll have a barracks to try and hold them off. Let's take that out. And I think I'll start at least getting the walls put up. I mean, technically, I would have thought you wouldn't need them, but I think it's just going to look a bit weird if all I've got is just a wall running along here. But what I'm trying to do is, I might end up extending this whole area out to here. Because if you can, if basically you've got to come in from here to get up to the top. If you're coming from this direction, if I can pull them into these towers first, or if you're coming from, say, well, actually, I haven't said that. Usually whenever we get attacked, they're either hitting this top corner up here. They're either hitting here, or they're hitting here. Because they'll sometimes come in from over this side here. I've noticed they'll sometimes be stationed down here. And sometimes they'll be stationed here. So the more I can keep them away from the main area, the better, I think. That's the way I'm thinking. I mean, this place does get... It's actually quite odd. There seems to be a problem with the AI, I've noticed, because I did get like an army quite a lot over that, you know, half a century. They would just pump up here, and then they'd just stay there. They just wouldn't go anywhere. And you'd be stuck with his army for ages. And the other thing I've noticed actually is I had plenty of time to find this. I've got this set so that if there's a raider attack, the game slows down 1 times, and that didn't happen. All of a sudden, the raid would kind of like start, and it would still be running at like ×3. So there's a few times where the place got trashed. I mean, the town centre even got took down by the time because basically I just couldn't react in time. So you've got to be very, very careful when there's a bunch of raiders on your doorstep. Right, I've done that, so I think I can still get up and down that road, so that's okay. So I better start flattening here, because that would be the goal anyway. Let's take it out to say that's over the maximum size. Okay, being fussy. But this road may as well go. There's no point keeping this anymore. I was doing a bit of experimenting trying to get that working. I ended up there's another emergency road I ended up building just to try and fix things. I think there's a certain skill to trying to get these roads in a certain way, because otherwise if they're sloped too tight or too steep rather, you end up going off and then just walking up anyway. Now that's interesting, so they can walk right up there. So I need to somehow see if I can heighten that a bit further. How far back could I get? So that's about 2. Yeah, so I'm going to keep doing that. So yeah, in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have flattened this. That was the plan, was I would just have this one entry point right here. But then I thought, actually, yeah, the longer the distance I can get them to travel, the better. Because here, if I bring it here, I haven't said that. I mean, if you do it here, potentially I could have the entry point there now that I think about it. There's a thought. You bring the entry point along here, so you've got to come in from here. You're going to hit this tower here. Then we could have a series of towers down the side, maybe. There's a thought. Otherwise, you just got this. I'll try both. I'll leave them with a few things to experiment with, but we'll see. But I've got to try and flatten things out. I've got to basically try and stop people coming up the mountain, getting access to things that they shouldn't be getting access to. It also means I'm going to have to move this up. Oh dear. That sounded brutal. Right, so this is going to have to move somewhere else. I ended up flattening this as well, because that was bugging me after a while. It's in a bad place, because of the fact that the road goes a bit wonky. That was bugging me for a while. But I've been flattening this area as well. The idea being is I want to extend the wall out and get a barracks down here. Because it's been a pain. It takes so long to get people from the main town into here. Cavalry's not so bad, but if I end up with a bunch of cavalry on my tail down here, it's like, there's just so many problems. Right, defences. I want to widen out the walls, don't I? So let's see if I can go to about, say, there. There's nothing going on over there. Right, okay, I don't need that bit there. That's the idea. If I can get them to put in a barracks over here, that should make life a lot easier than before. Because I was getting, that's the reason why there's 2 towers. I was ending up in this situation where you'd have these cavalry units coming in that just completely wreck the wall. Then they'd be in here and they'd just trash the place, and it was too late for me to get the troops down, simply because, I mean, I don't know why, but that setting there just didn't work for me. Just a bit annoying. Oh, hold on. Ooh, 2 have died from exposure. Oh, that's bad. It's not a good example to be setting. Right, I'll leave them to that. I think we'll start upgrading this road. Having said that, maybe it's not such a good idea, because if it's a fast road, it's going to be quicker for enemy troops to work on. But 6 and 2 3s. We've got 1 month left, so we're going to end up with a fight on our hands wherever they are. Just out of curiosity, I'll see if that does drop from 2 to 1, but so far it hasn't. Right, I need to move that cemetery somewhere else. I mean, this is going to be... Yeah, I could put more goats there, so we could put it down here, I suppose. That might be an idea. It's going to cost 1,212 gold. Yes, we are going to relocate that now. The only drawback is it doesn't tell me. Actually, it's a 4x. It doesn't really matter. It's got all of these have got openings on there. Uneven points. So it technically doesn't really matter. Now the only drawback is then it's going to stop me expanding the fields. Footsicles. I suppose. I mean, if I'm just put a barracks there. I mean, how big is a barracks? The barracks isn't all that big. So what if we move it over to here then? Yeah, I could put it there. So it's out of the way. Except I've got to leave a bit of wiggle room for any towers, don't I? Oh, that's a barracks. I don't want a barracks there. We put that. Yeah, I'm gonna put that there. And we say move that to say there. Yeah, that might be a bit better. Gives me a bit of wiggle room. Because the barracks itself can go there. Ah. So those are sitting out over here. I haven't actually started yet. So they're going to hit here. Well... Okay, right. I'm going to keep my fingers and toes crossed and whatever else I've got, that they don't have any... Yeah, see there? It hasn't... That has not dropped to ×1. But it should have done. Unless that's just raiders as such. That's not what I wanted to do. Why did I do that? Right, I'll move these over to there. Let's reposition these. Where's the archers? The archers are down here somewhere. Right, now... Yeah, I'm a bit surprised, because usually they target you from 2 different directions. My big concern, I mean, I want to take these battering rams out, but there can be a big problem when you've got like archers to deal with as well. That's interesting. These ones have already yeah, that is interesting when you think about it, because you've got like battering rams that have already got arrows in them. That's a bit worrying, actually. I mean, they do look a lot more professional, I'll give them that. Because they've got their, you know, plate armor. Yeah, some of them got... So it looks like they're going to start to attack at some point. I'm just surprised. I would have thought there would have been a second bunch as well. Right, where is the cavalry? Usually they go in at last, but never mind. That's Garrett. Yeah, so these are the brave ones. Why are you going in that direction? That's a bit bizarre. Some of them have decided to go in that direction. But I'm going to have to get these to take the battering rams out. It's just, yeah, it's a bit of a pain because the archers will suddenly like notice them and decide to have fun with them. I'll take that out. Right, it's now time to run away. Run away, go and hide. Go and hide behind the walls. As you do. No, 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 come here. Dude, just get out of there. Looks like somebody's stuck. Oh no, they're trashing the well, that's what they're doing. Out of curiosity, because if I can get them to chase the... It might help. I'm just keeping an eye on the mini-map, because it's like I'm thinking, am I going to end up with a bunch of... No, no, no! Don't go back that way, you silly people. Right, go and plunk yourselves over there. Well, actually, just stay back. But still, just stay back. That's a lot of troops. Oy. Right, these dudes, I'm going to put them on hold. Because otherwise they might suddenly decide to get involved. No, 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 no! Come back here! Well, I haven't said that. Maybe it is time. Now that the wall's actually gone, I mean, maybe it is a good idea if they actually get involved. Let's move the flag over to here. And actively engage. Where is my archery bunch? Select the archers. Actively engage. Right, may as well get the cavalry in now. What the heck? So they'll just casually wander around trying to take things on. I don't know why. Why do they do that? They seem to get a kick out of destroying my houses. Why? Why do you want to do that? Oh, fudgesicles. I'm not seeing anything else coming along, so... May as well bring these into the action then. Because there are a lot of them. It's not so bad when you're up against the raiders, it's when you're up against the... Because these are professional armies. They've wrecked this place. I'm mostly relying on... See, they've basically wrecked my archers now. I've got nothing left. Oh, straight. Tell you what, let's bring these lot over here. I should have brought them all in the first place. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. Yeah, they're gonna trash the place. Fudgesicles. I mean, as long as the towers can keep taking pot shots at them, they'll whittle them down pretty quickly. Until they actually take an actual tower down, of course. That's embarrassing. It's interesting how the actual folks in the towers, they'll target one sort of person and they'll keep targeting them. It's like they're adamant to take that person out as he was walking out the doorway. Even though there's all these people around here wanting to wreck them. So this posse that I've got coming in at the moment are a mixture of like pikemen and infantry. So it looks like they're now leaving. Yeah, it looks like there must be some sort of like limit where they say that's enough. I'm leaving. Maybe if they get down to a certain number of people or something. Right. What interesting things have you got to sell or buy, Anders Plains Rider? Actually, you lot can go back to doing whatever you were doing before. Oh, I can sell you pottery. That would be useful. Let's sell off the pottery. We don't need the farm pottery, do we? I don't think so. I've got quite a few clothes to sell off. Oh, except you haven't got enough money. Right, in which case is anything I can buy? Well, they're a bit above the price, but I really need these. I think there's some things I find that realistically, I've just got to buy them. Well, that's a cow. I don't need cows. Well, plenty of cows, thanks very much. I don't know if I don't need any goats. I could do with some beer. Beer seems to be a problem at the minute. We've already sold them. Oh wow, we've got 4. Oh, that's a lot of candles. I stopped selling them at some point because I was running out. Now it seems to sort itself out again. Right, that'll do for now. Right, most thugs have decided to wreck the place. You can go back to barracks. There's nothing left of these units, so struth. That's bad. I'll have to recreate all those people, all these things. So let's see. So they didn't manage to pillage anything. 190. That's a lot. I mean, fortunately, there wasn't any cavalry. When there's cavalry, it's a lot harder when there's cavalry. I mean, what I should have done really is I should have just brought the whole lot in, but I was just concerned that something else might show up down here, for instance. But realistically, I'm going to have to start putting in more barracks in other places. Oh dear, that sounded bad. Oh dear. These are going to be lancers. They're all gone. That's a bit embarrassing. I'm going to make these a mixture again. Now, how did these look? These all went, I think, the journey. Yeah, they're both farmers. Well, that's a pain because they've got no veterancy because I've lost them all. That's embarrassing. So I need, what are these? Are these, that's a heavy infantry. So I'll pad that out. It's just to give me a bit of a mixture because you could dedicate them like I did originally where you've got just infantry and then you've just got pikemen, but I'm finding like if all I've got is just a bunch of pikemen that don't seem to get up to much unless there's cavalry showing up on the doorstep. Is anybody building? Yeah, they are rebuilding that one. Yes, that could have gone better, but I mean, it could have gone worse if they'd brought in the cavalry. That would have been a lot more embarrassing. Now, this is going to get even more embarrassing now because I've got to flatten this out, don't I? Fudgesicles. So this is going to start messing up. It's going to start messing things up again. Because I want that to be flat. And it's going to start messing things up again. So it's like, oh. Yeah, if there's one thing I'd say I don't like about this game, it's the only thing. It's this terrain flattening thing that they've got. It's probably like the worst one I've ever seen in a game, quite frankly. Others make it probably too easy, I suppose you could argue that. But this is just... no, just... they may as well have not bothered. Or it's just... it's not worth your time, basic, as far as I can see. Well, it's not worth my time. Spent far too long. Right, try and go again and see if we can keep that going. Actually, I'll do it by 4, because I want to keep moving that along in that direction, and then we'll see what we can do there. Now that's interesting. I would have thought they would have forced that to be moved. Oh, right, okay. Oh, they're still in the middle of moving it, that's why. Got you. Oh, okay, fair enough. If we put a tower over there. That's an interesting thought. In theory, you could build a wall up around, and that would stop anybody getting in or out. Huh. Anyway, oh, who we got now? Got, is it Leos? Oh, Lethros. That was close. What have you got, Lethros? I've got plenty of glass. So, trouble is, I've got quite a lot of money, so there's no particular rush to sell anything, except now that I've got to buy a load of heavy tools. I've changed my mind. Fudgesicles. Look at that. See, I've got no heavy plate. Ugh. So it'll take a while to rebuild those garrisons back up. Just again. I don't think I'll get much for bricks. I could sell some of the medicines off. Except it doesn't have that amount of money. Right, that'll do. Right, so where's this up to then? Oh, it's maxed out at 2 people anyway. Uber. Right, let's put a door over here. We'll move that. Move that to there. And I've just noticed that's not flat. This is like the bane of my life when it comes to this game. It's like everything needs to be flat. It has to be flat. If it's not flat, it's just not good. It's got to be flat. I never did get round to. I was trying to flatten that area as well. That's been taking like forever and a day. It just doesn't seem to be doing anything. So the maximum you can get, I think, was 187. Yeah, if you do it 2 at a time. By 3 rather. Nope, already done that one. That way, that way. So I'll keep them going anyway. But yeah, once I get that done, and then we can get the crypt moved. Why are people going into the crypt? It's just a tad concerning. Right, so that drop off is about, say, out there. Yeah, I'll work at about 4 on that one. Just might have to make it wider, because the way I'm thinking is if I can get the towers up the top here. Take that out actually. If I can get towers running along the top here, I don't know if they'll be able to reach down to here, but if they can, I might be able to put towers down this side as well. That's a bit flatter now. So if we come in that direction. keep them going along there, and eventually I'll get that flat. But the idea is I want a door. And plenty of towers down this side, plenty of them down this side. I might put, out of curiosity, I think I'm going to put a tower up here. Just because I'm curious to see what the reach is on one of these things if it's so high up. Yeah, it would never realistically reach down to there, would it? Now if you put it here, because I'll still put a wall in, but that's got quite a reach on it. Because I get the impression that you get additional damage. Yeah, if you put that there, you'll get a... You've got quite a reach. That's 18. So what's that compares? How does that compare here? So you don't get any damage bonuses. So for some reason you're getting a bonus of about 4 up towards 5 there. If you've got a fire at a higher height, it looks like you don't get any bonus. You don't get a penalty, which is interesting, but you do get a... that's a big difference if you think about it. That's 18 plus 18. All the way out to there. So if you just run a series of towers along here, and they're all garrisoned with 2 people, that could be interesting. Sheesh. Makes me wonder how long they're going to take. I mean, I must admit there was a lot of gravestones in there, but I mean, all the same, it just seems to have taken a while. But yeah, it's just a bit of a thought. I'll have to find out how many buildings I can squeeze in here. But the idea is if the town centre's up here, if all the key buildings are up here, because they do still attack, like your houses, for example. I don't remember them doing that before, but they do. Doing it. They're definitely doing it now. That needs priority. Yeah, as far as I recall, they used to just go after things like the marketplace, and because the idea was to steal items. But I suppose there's things in the actual buildings themselves. There's all these things that could steal. And that is one other thing I've found. I mean, we're up to what, 1391 people, but I'm finding that the actual compost yards are now getting full. I mean, I've got a lot of fields, but yeah, the dilemma is, if the compost yards get full up, they won't go out and collect any waste from the buildings, and that's going to have an impact. I'm not really sure what you could do in those sort of situations. That could become a real big problem. That's at that height. Right, let's get them to keep working on that. But yeah, I want to try and get that up to this similar sort of like height, because maybe if I lower it enough on this side, because it's pretty low down here, if I can keep lowering it on this side, I can bend the road around so that there's but my thought is that there'll be an entry point. If you want to get up to here, you've got to come through an entry point, and that's it. In which case you're then up against all of these towers, in theory. Yeah, that's still... See, that's a trouble, because we're now having to flatten this. It's messing up the rest of the place. That's 550. 437. So what if we go from, say, there to... Yeah, it's very fussy. There's no, like, simple way, because you don't just have, like, a certain number of cells within a block as being the maximum. It's something else. Because there's like a maximum length and there's a maximum width, but it's a bit weird. I'm just saying. Right, that'll have to be... At least there's going to have to get flattened. So I'll get them to work on that, and then we'll bring everything down a bit at this side. And then I can start working on the gateway. So this will become the road. I mean, I could in theory, as I say, I'll let it run down here. So I'll try both. I'll see which, you know, see if I can do both. But it was just my train of thought was like the longer the road I can make it, the more they're going to be subjected to getting hit by towers. I mean, that could have been probably better if it was right there, I suppose. If I move the road slightly to the left. Well, I don't think it matters, because if I put the... I mean, the tower's got a seriously good reach. Oh, that's interesting, that. It'll hit down about 15 to there. So it doesn't get any bonuses on there, because it's about... I would have thought, because it's still the same... It's still lowered down. I mean, anything close to that point of the road is about plus 16. Plus 18 when they're hitting, reaching that part of the road. Curiosity, how far can it get to? Interesting to see. So even if I can't get that bit working, and then there's still a long way to come from here. And then hopefully they'll get pulled in by the towers here. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Right, still thinking about this, aren't they? Add some extra people in, because we want to do that. Oh, you've done that bit, have you? Cool. Try... Keep that flat there, because I don't want them to come off the road straight up against the wall, for instance, because the wall's going to be running right the way down here. So I don't want to give them an easy way in, but see there, he's taken. He had to wait until about that point. Yeah, so they're coming off at that point. So I'm gonna have to start doing something against there, because the idea is the doors will be. Well, I could put the door there, I suppose. Unless you put the door, just makes more sense. I mean, there's no hard and fast rule, because these houses could get moved. If I put the barrack, the whole idea is the barracks is going to be here anyway, now that I think about it. I mean, that's what I want. I want the barracks. I want the barracks as close to the door as possible. That way, even if you break... Well, I say even if... I strongly expect they will get through. Because the towers don't seem to have much effect on cavalry units. So I put a mixture of maybe pikemen and infantry over here. So I might start shuffling these people around actually now that I think about it. Now that's a bit odd. Why have I done it like that? Oh, right. I'm still waiting for these. Yeah. They haven't got that much further to go because that's their whole reach. So I'm assuming that includes that one, that one, that one, and that one. Start moving some of the... Right, so these are temporary shelters that I've put in anyway. The idea was if anybody comes up here and they're too busy, you know, you get a snowstorm and it's a case of, oh, I can't get home quickly enough, I'll just go there. That was the reason I built those, so that's quite a few of those I could take out as well. Let's move that to... Yeah, so there's still going to be quite a bit of happening going on. Brr. That's at 375. Right, well, tell you what, let's move some of these then. Because I don't know if they're still technically needed or not. But I'll get these out of the way and I'll start thinking about the barracks. Because at the moment I'm just basically playing around with this idea, because there's 0.9.6 I think is the next version release. We're on 0.9.5 I believe. And I think that's the last one of early access. I mean, they did bring in some really interesting ideas. This idea of like salvage sites that you could go to, which, tempting as it is, the trouble is you'd have to start from scratch. It needs a new map. So it's a bit like when we were doing the relic excavations, you had to start a new map. When they were doing these infinite mines, you had to start a new map. So what I'm thinking is, if 0.9.6 is the last one, then I'll keep this going until we get to full release 1.0, because they're talking about massive changes. I mean, this idea of like technology trees and all sorts. They'll introduce more interesting cosmetics, as it were, visual stuff where people actually go around and they're hanging around like the market, and you'll see more things of people doing people things basically, which sounds actually quite interesting. But I think that probably makes more sense to just start a new map when we've got like a full release file. Well, I clicked the wrong thing. Yeah, I think it would probably make more sense for me to just start a completely new map once we get the full release. So the plan is I'll keep this ticking over until we get there. I'll have to see. I mean, for all I know, I'm not going to suddenly start at 0.9.6. It doesn't make sense. Right, so that would be... we don't want to do that, do I? Let's go a bit further out. So that's 250. Widen that one out as well. So it's getting a bit high. I don't know if it'll ever get to that height. And as I say, I'm kind of kicking myself a bit because it could get in the way. Oh, that's good to move the cemetery and the crypt. Right, in which case these could go down then. I could take these out. Don't need them. I'll get me my stone back at least. That out. Now that... I think I'll leave that because I need some... well, actually I could probably bring it close to the wall, couldn't I? Yeah, move that closer to the wall. So that's... that can go. And not that one, that one. Oh, still a bit more to go. And there's 4 of them still died of exposure. We've got plenty of firewood. Right, so we've got that one there. I need another one probably in the middle over here. Let's see. Right, that's the ring from that one. That's the ring right in the middle. What the heck? Kind of like the middle. It's not ready for an upgrade. Right, so we've got that there, that there. So if we get another defensive barracks set up. Is that? Oh yeah, you can't. Yeah, that is one pity. You can't like jump ahead on tiers. It's like you've got to build like the first tier, then you have to upgrade everything. Whereas there's some other games I've got where once you get to a certain tier, you can just build any building of that tier going forward. Roads. Roads and fencing. I'm feeling generous. You can go and build that. Right, don't need that. Right, so they're still working on that. Doesn't tell me much about that person. I'm quite interested to find out who it was and what they were doing. Because as far as I'm aware, these emergency shelters are still active. So I would have thought they'd have gone there. I mean, unless they're not. Unless that's taken. Unless by doing that I've taken them out of service. If so, that's embarrassing. Right, so we want to still go in that direction. I haven't said that, I don't really, do I? Right, so that's the road there, so probably put a door around there somewhere. Well, if that's the road that I've set, then we'll pick that there. Let's see, so the wall... I mean, I don't know if it's necessary to build the walls as such, but let's go in that direction. Then I'll go along in that direction. Then the door's just going to be down there, and then I'll rip this out at some point, and I'll force them to go through this side. It's a bit of a pain. It's like anybody on this side's got a longer distance to travel. They'd have to come all the way down here, basically, all the way around. But that's why I was thinking of running a road in this direction, you see. You could come through here to get there. So set a road from, say, like up here, maybe up to here. Maybe that's what I should do. But as long as there's only one entry point, then there's only one place to defend. That's what I'm thinking. And I don't know if it's necessary to put the walls down at such a height, but I'm going to play it safe. So just keep running them along there. Yeah, so we'll run a road from there. So if we upgrade that, turn that into stone. Right, that'll give them a new road to work on. How much stone? Oh, we've got plenty of stone. Stone is not a problem. Right, so let's start putting some defensive towers up then, out of curiosity. And put one over there. Wow, that was pretty strong lightning there. Yeah, the trouble is, but because I've been flattening things, all of a sudden this has now gone out of sync. That's why I don't like this at all. Everything that was nice and flat before, now it's like, no, it's not flat anymore. It's only subtle. I mean, it's subtle, but it's subtle enough to annoy me. Right. Man, these people have got to be fed up of flattening things by now. Oh, half a century. Keep going. You'll get there eventually. 187. But I'm thinking, like, well, is it safe enough to start bringing everything up here? And I'm not sure it is. Just because of these cavalry. I've just seen cavalry come in and just totally wreck the place. Oh dear, that didn't sound very good. Right, what have you got? And you've got lots of money. Right, okay, can I sell you things then? Yeah, have some money. Well, that makes a change. I've actually got more tools now. Anything to buy? No. Okay, it was nice knowing you. Yeah, this is going to look a bit odd, I must admit. Oh, they moved those, right, okay, cool. So the barracks will end up over here then, in theory. So I think what I'm going to do... Can I grab that? Where would it fit in? That's the... Yeah, it would fit in right at the door. I've deliberately moved that just so I can speed things up a bit. But I might free things up. Anyway, I was thinking of freeing up room. Because I think it makes more sense to have barracks closer to the entry points anyway, to be fair. So at some point I might start widening this out, for instance. I just don't know how long it's going to be before, say, like 0.9, 0.6 comes out. So I'm just mulling over things I can do. Get other things done. Right, that can come out. Don't need that. But yeah, I spent ages trying to think of ways to get that working again, but it started causing a lot of problems. So I was introducing these these like emergency entry points and what have you, but these are going to have to come out. And I don't want people being able to get up and down. Because if my people can get up and down, then so can the armies that are coming against us. Right, so give them that to do. So yeah, so that side's being flattened deliberately. So there's just no way they can get up there, or from that side. I'll have to check the other sides, because I started going through them. Oh, have some soap, we've got plenty of it. I think the coal mining side's fine. 650 of those. What can I buy? Fish? Seriously? I'll let you off. I thought it was an impending blizzard. I thought it's a bit early. I don't mind spending more money on things now because we've got a lot of money. I mean, I'm at a point where we're just making quite a lot of money anyway. But this will all have to get taken out and then flattened, because the trouble is, even if I put the wall up, they'll have a way in. Road. Where's the road gone? Well, I got them to... Yeah, I was going to say, I could have sworn I asked them to build a road here. Hang on a minute. What's happening here? That makes no sense. Why did I get them to build a road there? That makes no sense. I don't want one there. I must have misclicked. What? Why are they building it there? That's not where I asked them to build it. Don't build it there. That's pointless. I'll tell you what, I'll wait until they finish the tower or terraforming or whatever it is they're doing there. That's a bit weird that I specifically said put it there and they're going somewhere else. It's very odd. So what are they waiting on? What are you doing up here? Why have I got a cavalry unit up here? It's a feature. What? What on earth's going on here? I don't remember asking somebody from the cavalry to come here. What are they doing? It's like it's out of sync or something. Anyway. I'm going to go back to here then. Oh dear, that sounds bad. Where is the cavalry? Right, let's get them all over here. Except they're going that way. Where are they going? Oh, they're standing outside because their barracks is getting moved, which makes sense. There's some strange things going on. I mean, oh, that's okay. I'll have to flatten that up. Yeah, I can say I'm going to have to build that corner out. Fudgesicles. Okay. So presumably, have they all moved or are they going to move? Go back to barracks. You know, I'm just saying. Looks like that road's going to have to go then, isn't it? I mean, I can let it be. This is going to seriously mess with my head here. That's 250. And that's still, I mean, it's still a reasonable height above, so that's at 250 there. 250 there. Oh, got Bell. Who's this Beldar Peddler or something? Yeah, it's Beldar the Peddler. Soap seems a popular thing to be selling. That's interesting. I don't have enough clay. I don't have enough baskets either for some strange reason. Curious and curious. Right, so that entire wall's now done. So we get them to do that. Right, now can I get my road done? I'm just saying. Ah, no, that's interesting. It's gone. Now, by doing that, for some strange reason, it was adamant that it would have to go that way. So I start there and go to there. So as long as I keep the shift key held down. That's bizarre. Right. What I could do as well. A little bit of a play with flattening again. This could come back to bite me, but actually, I haven't said that. Let's take these out and see what happens first. Because if this wrecks the place, there's gonna be repercussions. I can't afford to do that until I've got that other side done. Really. Let's not be doing that then. Let's try it on this side then. Yeah, I can't afford to destroy this road because this road is it's more like an emergency road. At least it was, because this thing didn't work. See, we've now broken this side of the road anyway, because I'm trying to flatten it, get it all leveled, so that we can get the actual fence or wall put in rather. I'm gonna have to come from that angle, aren't I? 3, 4, 37 is the best I'll get. It can be a bit annoying at times, this autosave, because it does actually kick in and hold the game for some reason. I mean, at the moment they've got a way up, but this is going to have to go, because otherwise it's more places to defend. Oh, fudgesicles, I've just realised I haven't left room for the... Oh no, that won't, because the wall goes there, so the other tower would go there. Yeah, the other tower will go there, that'll be fine. Let's take that out. Take that out, because it's not going to be a road eventually anyway. Right, let's get that upgraded. Don't have enough bits and pieces to do that one. We get our door. Oh, I'm still thinking about it, sorry. Hang on, have they already done that? Oh! Fudgesicles, I've left somebody stranded. This is the downside of doing this stuff. Like, some poor sap ends up getting stuck. We haven't invented like a teleporter or anything that'll actually get them off the actual down from the mountain. That's a bit embarrassing. Now this is not going to be good if they can walk all the way up here. So I'm going to have to flatten this whole thing round here. I mean, I'm just experimenting at this stage just to see what I can get out of this. Oh, we finished that already, have we? Right, so if we start, say, there, do about another 4 by wide. We're finished over there as well. Oh, I'm still working on that bit. Oh no, the villagers need clothing. This is embarrassing. Right, we'll upgrade that one as well. Oh, we already were upgrading that. I don't know how many towers I'm going to end up putting along here. Right, so is everybody in here? Right, okay, so we've got an interesting posse there. Right, so try that there. I suppose that's one way to tell, is if nobody can reach the work area, then the work can't be done, in which case it's too, you know, it's not practical for anybody to reach it, so I don't have to worry about the enemy armies getting to it. That's one way of checking. The only drawback is if I get somebody stranded, I'd have to somehow like dig them out again. That's what this was here. It was like an emergency pathway to get people out. They just got stuck. It's like, oh no, this is not good. Right, well in that case, if that's... Curiosity, let's see what happens to that. Because realistically, I don't want them piling up against the wall. The whole idea is if they can walk up to here and then off there, then that's no good. Yeah, trouble is it starts to mess up the road. Yeah, it's leveled it out, unfortunately. What happens if you save that? Yeah, this is the problem. They're going to be able to come in from the side, and that's not really what I wanted. And I don't want to extend this out to here, because then I'm going to end up with a whole lot more flattening to do. That's the very thing I'm trying to avoid, quite frankly, because I'm getting fed up with it. We can go from here to... Okay, we'll go from there to there. What the heck? I said that, no, I don't want that, do I? The whole idea was just to get enough for the wall. Yeah, we're not interested in that. I don't want anybody getting up there, that's the thing. I mean, people are walking along the side here, this is the trouble. So I need to find a way of getting this all flattened out so that nobody can get up. So if they can't come up from that side, well, as long as all they can do is come up here, that's a bit of a pain that I've got the... Yeah, it's not ideal. I need to find a way to lower this a lot. Let's see what happens if we do that. I mean, that, if I do that, it should lower that bit. Raise that. It'll start to slowly flatten it out a bit. Why is my road not all connected? Take that out then. This is the trouble, you've got a minimum distance to run a road. Weird. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of like what I've got in mind anyway, except this is all starting to bother me now. So I'm going to have to keep plugging away and flattening this stuff. Trying to get this height back up again, because as I say, I want to experiment either bringing the road that away, so that the connection point's here, then you basically, the only way in is through one of the main towns. That could be an idea where it's the more defences I can put up, the better, basically. Why is that not up against the wall? Right, so that's there, that's there, that's there. Right, okay, so that's kind of got me where I wanted to be here. Let's get a bit of a mixture here going on. So that'll give me a bit of a mix there. But yeah, it's there's a lot of different ways I can play with this, but I think it's a bit too early to be risking moving up things like the town centre, the bolts and the trade post up to here until this is all kind of fleshed out. I mean, I'll need more houses for like the soldiers and what have you. I mean, I could bring up a cavalry here, potentially. Oh dear. So who's this? I'm curious. So this is... So you're a miner. And you're seeking shelter. See, I mean, there's all this food here. And there's... And you can see they're all dying of exposure. I mean, they had plenty of opportunity. They could have just come to here, maybe. Surely that would have made more sense. But anyway, I mean, the game's still early access. So it's like, I don't know, maybe there was a thought of things could get tweaked, and I noticed somebody ran up the side of the wall there. So these are other things I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to basically just keep chipping away at the sides of the walls until the only way in is through there. But I want to try and do something about that so that you can't just suddenly crash against the more than one wall. Because if I can just kind of narrow it down so that all they can do is just hit the door, maybe. Oh, I haven't said that. Maybe you do want them to be targeting multiple points rather than all focused on one. I don't know. That's not good. Why are you stuck there? Yeah, this is the trouble. It's kind of... It's wrecking the... We're now wrecking the road in the process. Ah, screw. Definitely needs a rethink, this flattening. I'm going to put it out there, if I haven't already done it multiple times. It needs a rethink, but I very much doubt it now so far. So yes, that's an interesting change from what we had last time. Somebody actually died there. That's not good. They're blocking up the wall. But it's... I mean, it's a lot flatter than it used to be. Let's put it that way. there's still a lot I need to do. Question now is whether I can get it done before we get the final release. Well, I guess that's all for another episode.